A very good morning, students. Today we will study about heights and distances. Basically, it is the application of trigonometry. Heights and distances. How the following diagram allow us to determine the height of the Eiffel Tower without actually having to climb it, or the distance between the person and Eiffel Tower without actually walking. How will you do it? Yes, the concept we will apply here, that is heights and distances. The line of sight. The line of sight is the line drawn from the eye of the observer to the point in the object viewed by the observer. You can see in the picture that there is an observer and a tower. When he look to the tower, then he has to raise his head. Usually when we look anything, then our eyes make horizontal line. Basically, that is the line of sight. The angle of elevation. The angle of elevation of object viewed is the angle formed by the line of sight with the horizontal when it is above the horizontal. That is the case when we raise our head to look at the object. The angle of depression. The angle of depression of an object viewed is the angle formed by the line of sight with the horizontal when it is below the horizontal line. That is the case when we lower our head to look at the object. Students, let's see some important cases based on this concept. Students, to understand the concept of angle of elevation and angle of depression, you can see in the picture there is a boy who is sitting on the tower, and one plane is flying above his head, and there is a ship in the sea which is below the horizontal line. The horizontal line is the straight line which is when we look forward, then usually we make the horizontal line with the object. When we want to see the things which are above our head, then we need to raise our hand. In the same way, here in this case, the boy has to move his eyes, or the line of sight will be moved in the upward direction. As if he want to see the aeroplane, he has to raise his head. So you can see that this is the line of sight and this is the angle of elevation. In the same way, when a person want to see the objects which are below their line of sight or the horizontal line, then he has to move his head in the downside. Now, to see the ship, a person has to move his head in the downward. And if he want to see an aeroplane, he has to raise his head. So, in this first case, when he is raising his head in upward direction, we get angle of elevation, and when he will move his head downward, then we get the angle of depression. Students, in this picture, we will see that how the angle changes as the distance changes. Here you can see in the picture the altitude and there is a point B at some distance. You can see here that as point move towards altitude or the tower or any object, then the angle increasing. As the distance increasing, the angle is decreasing here. The same thing will be for angle of depression also. As the thing or the object will come closer to the object, then the angle will increase. As it will move far away from the foot of the tower or the height, then the angle of depression will be decreased. In angle of elevation and angle of depression, you can see here that as the distance is decreasing, the angle increasing, and as the distance is increasing, the angle is decreasing. As the distance is decreasing, angle increasing. As the distance is increasing, angle is decreasing. So in this way, we can understand the questions based upon heights and distances. Thank you.